The Book of the Damned, by Charles Hoyfort, Chapter 27b. We summarize our general supergeographical expressions. Gelatinous regions, sulfurous regions, frigid and tropical regions. A region that has been source of life relatively to this Earth. Regions wherein there is density so great that things from them, entering this Earth's thin atmosphere, explode. We have had a datum of explosive hailstones. We now have support to the acceptance that they had been formed in a medium far denser than the air of this Earth at sea level. In the Popular Science News, Volume 22, page 38, is an account of ice that had been formed under great pressure in the laboratory of the University of Virginia. When released and brought into contact with ordinary air, this ice exploded. And again the flesh-like substance that fell in Kentucky. Its flake-like formation. Here is a phenomenon that is familiar to us. It suggests flattening under pressure. But the extraordinary inference is pressure not equal on all sides. In the Annual Record of Science, 1873, page 350, it is said that, in 1873, after a heavy thunderstorm in Louisiana, a tremendous number of fish scales were found, for a distance of 40 miles, along the banks of the Mississippi River. Bushels of them picked up in single places. Large scales that were said to be of the garfish, a fish that weighs from 5 to 50 pounds. It seems impossible to accept this identification. One thinks of a substance that had been pressed into flakes or scales, and round hailstones with wide thin margins of ice irregularly around them. Still, such hailstones seem to me more like things that had been stationary, had been held in a field of thin ice. In the Illustrated London News, Volume 34, page 546, are drawings of hailstones so margined, as if they had been held in a sheet of ice. Someday we shall have an expression which will be, to our advanced primitiveness, a great joy, that devils have visited this earth. Foreign devils, human-like beings, with pointed beards, good singers. One shrill, fitting, but with sulphurous exhalations, at any rate. I have been impressed with the frequent occurrence of sulphurousness with things that come from the sky. A fall of jagged pieces of ice. Orkney, July 24, 1818. Transactions of the Royal Society of Edinburgh, Volume 9, page 187. They had a strong sulphurous odor. And the coke, or the substance that looked like coke, that fell at Mortree, France, April 24, 1887. With it fell a sulphurous substance. The enormous round things that rose from the ocean, near the Victoria. Whether we still accept that they were superconstructions that had come from a denser atmosphere and, in danger of disruption, had plunged into the ocean for relief, then rising and continuing on their way to Jupiter or Uranus, it was reported that they spread a stench of sulfur. At any rate, this datum of proximity is against the conventional explanation that these things did not rise from the ocean, but rose far away above the horizon, with illusion of nearness. And the things that were seen in the sky July 1898. I have another note. In Nature, Volume 58, page 224, a correspondent writes that, upon July 1, 1898, at Sedberg, he had seen in the sky a red object, or, in his own wording, something that looked like the red part of the rainbow, about 10 degrees long. But the sky was dark at the time. The sun had set. A heavy rain was falling.